Hello, I'm ETarte, formerly a Catholic priest for 5 years. That was in early adulthood. Now I am an atheist, which simply means that I now find no credible evidence for the existence of any God. As usual, I am speaking here to anyone who will listen, but instead of speaking primarily to believing Christians, as I do in most of my other videos, here I am speaking primarily to my fellow atheists. Today is August 9th, 2010. I want to go over with you a recent dialogue and exchange of comments that I've been having at my Worship Morally Inferior video. And this is for me an unusual dialogue. Then I want to ask you to do something if you think it would be appropriate. The commenter is Decide la Verdad. His or her profile page says only that he or she is age 44 and lives in Germany. And as I continue, I will use masculine pronouns in a generic sense to mean masculine or feminine, whichever it actually is. And I will do some paraphrasing. He made some comments, making some statements, asking some questions, and I tried to respond appropriately. First he asked, "Tell me, what kind of comfort, hope, and peace do you offer instead of what the Bible offers?" Here's my response. I am a philanthropist contributing much money annually toward the relieving of human suffering. He said, "To me, the Bible is a most helpful teacher. And why do you say that God performs horrendous evils? Now that I have found the God of the Bible, I can accept my own life." Here's my response. Decide la Verdad, watch my video, A Christian Lady Messages Me, and look up the multiple biblical references I give that reveal your God to be a horribly evil monster. You say the Bible is a most helpful teacher. The Bible endorses slavery, child abuse, rape, mass murder, and infanticide. In his response, Decide la Verdad referred to a number of biblical verses. He said, to begin, "There is no greater slavery than slavery of sin." I responded, "Decide la Verdad, that is irrelevant to the fact that your God actually endorses slavery." Then he said that according to the biblical verses that he cites, child abuse is absolutely forbidden in the Bible, as are also rape, murder, and infanticide. I responded, "Decide la Verdad, do you have the courage to look up the passages that I cite in my Christian Lady video, which show that your God is unspeakably evil?" He said, "To give better advice than God did in his scripture, this would be a challenge, wouldn't it?" I responded, "Decide la Verdad, I could easily make your God's 10 Commandments much better. I would take out the ones about graven images and the Sabbath and insert, 'You must not enslave another human being,' and 'You must not treat any race or sex as though inferior.'" I also referred him to my Bible video, that the Bible was written not by any divine author but by primitive men. Now comes what to me is the unusual part. Decide la Verdad used the phrase that I have chosen for the title of this video. He said, "Okay, if God is a lie, then what shall I believe?" I answered, "Base your view of reality on evidence rather than on belief or faith." He said, "If God is a lie, whom shall I trust?" I said, "Trust whoever earns and deserves your trust." He said, "If God is a lie, when will there be justice?" I said, "Work toward justice in this life, which is the only life we have. Be just to others and encourage others to be just." And he asked, "If God is a lie, what then is the sense of this life?" And I responded, "The sense of this life is to do the best we can. Care about yourself and about others. We are all lucky to be alive. Make the most of it. Value every day. Try to relieve human suffering. The sense of this life is something that each of us must create." Then he said, "Sounds fair, but how do I get my conscience to be calm? How do I deal with the guilt in my life?" And here's my response in part. I am responsible for my own actions and their consequences. If I harm myself or someone else, I need to undo the harm if possible, and I need to behave properly in the future. Well, that is the substance of our exchange of comments so far. You can read them at my Worship Morally Inferior video, to which I have the link below this video. Now, to my fellow atheists, a request. Can you add to what I have said to Decid la Verdad? Can you perhaps give him an expression of your support and encouragement? If you think it would be appropriate, I ask you to do it. As far as I know, you can give him a personal message at his profile page. My guess is that he would appreciate it. And to all of you, thank you for watching this video.